Hey, what's up? Just wanted to checking in for another core chat. You know what I'm saying? Today, wanted to have a discussion kind of about something worth holding on to, and it's gonna look different for different people, but it's definitely worth keeping at heart and promoting into the world. And I'll just jump right in. As a youth, I grew up in the church, but I was paying attention, so I got to see some of the kind of corrupt stuff that happened in that so-called house. So I was already in a disagreement because things that they were preaching, they weren't necessarily practicing in their everyday world. But I did enjoy that educational experience because there are core values. And again, this goes with the message versus the messengers. While the messengers are flawed people, again, this is going to tie into what I still and have always held on to. You know what I'm saying? People are flawed. I'm flawed. You have flaws. People are flawed. We're not perfect in the sense that we think the idea of perfection should look like or embody. What we are perfect in is the fact that you're 1 in 4 billion, and against all odds, through the process of conception all the way to birth to now to be able to watch this video, you've made it. You haven't succumbed to illness. You haven't succumbed to dumb decisions. You've made it to the point through all those challenges of life, and you were able to be here coherent enough to click this video. So the thing that I grasped onto, even through all that flawed messengers, I've never lost my faith in humanity. Whatever practicality that you have, even if you're an atheist, the common concept of all human things is that we know the difference between good and bad, and that we want to promote. Nobody just wants to, granted, there are going to be some Voldemorts that just want to see the world burn, but the majority of us just want to be cool, man. We just want to be legit, and it was the philosophy class. I've spoke about this a couple different times, but my philosophy class got me really into plants. And getting into plants and caring for and nurturing plants really fulfilled my life ever since college days, since that philosophy class. Like, I've always had plants in my house. Remember, my favorite plant is the peace lily. It's one of the most communicative plants that I've ever had the pleasure of taking care of. It wilts and it brightens back up, within a couple of hours of receiving a little nourishment and attention. And that, as a human, is kind of something that you're capable of doing. That's the good in us, the thing that I've never lost faith in. That little good. What a little bit of attention and care can do for something outside of yourself. Let alone what a little attention and care can do for yourself if you're taking care of it. If you're putting in that effort and pouring into yourself, and then you're willing to pay attention to something in your sphere of control, because they're in my home. I control their water schedule. You know what I'm saying? I'm responsible for that. I choose to assume this responsibility, and I take it seriously. When I lose a plant, it means something to me, because I don't do it for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I miss something. and all plants are different. They have different kind of schedules and, setting appreciations. They appreciate different kind of music. Like, once you get really into it, like, plants are really resilient things, which is so weird. Why, and again, this is in that philosophy class, why we're so high above in that realm of thinking, above the thing that cares for us, literally makes us able to be and exist in this realm. If all the plants died, we would all be toast. Everything would be toast. If we all went away, plants would thrive. The world would be so dope. It'd be crazy. So my next favorite thing is vines, pothos. Those things are amazing. They're so resilient. You can clip them and propagate clones from the same one. I have a few different ones that I've given away, all from the same mother plant that I got like 5 or 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how resilient plants are. But taking care and nurturing plants is something that I desire to do because, remember, I wanted to be a dad. So I wanted to have the responsibility of caring and nurturing for life that I get to create with a partner. You know what I'm saying? So like, I planned, prepared, and prepped for these things. And again, because I can do that, I don't want to lose faith in human beings as a whole. You know what I'm saying? We're all capable of doing wonderfully terrific things for ourselves and those around us. But things are so construed right now. Relationships don't hold the value that they should for certain people. I value the relationship with my plants. I was gifted this particular peace lily that I have right now. A friend of mine got it at a funeral. It wasn't doing so hot. I took it in, trimmed it up, got rid of some stuff that wasn't so positive for it. Been taking care of it ever since. I'm probably like almost 2 years with it right now, going on 2 years. And again, it still helps keep the pace for everything else in my house. I have a vine that is crawling around my kitchen. I love it. Like, this is, it was propagated from the mother. I still have the mother. I have a snake plant, mother's tongue is what they call it, that has, like 3 or 4 pups. I need to replant it. But like, they just, new life is always present in my house. There's green, sunny, appreciating things in my house. My house is full of life, between myself, my children, my plants. My house is a haven for life, for positive growth and development. It's a place where you can shed negative feelings as well, because there's things that will help absorb and dissipate that throughout. I love my environment. I've created it to be, there's space to move. It's not so cluttered and consolidated. There's space, it's open. That's how I appreciate my home living situation to be. There's plants visible everywhere. My bathroom, oh yeah, there's one of my propagated from the mother in my bathroom. This thing is awesome. Somebody knocked it down and like it fell out of its pot, and like you just scoop it all back in, give it some water like nothing ever happened, man. Plants are so resilient. You can graft trees to other trees and it'll sprout a fruit that is not even native to that particular tree. You can't do that with a person, okay? But again, this is where I hold my faith. The one thing that I do believe in, the one thing that I have hope for, and this is why I actively choose to forgive and understand. You might have to proceed accordingly, but I choose to forgive and understand because it's okay. I don't take it as a personal shot. People make their own decisions. People also make mistakes. We all do. None of us are perfect in the ideological sense, but we all do the best that we can, and you have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can only control you. That's what you need to worry about. Unless you're in a role of responsibility, then you have to tend to your responsibilities. But to do that accurately, you gotta be tending to your responsibilities first. Be the best you can for you so that you can be best for those around you. And that is the single thing that I will always have hope in. I will always have hope in people. I will always have hope in human beings, you know? And I will understand nothing is perfect, and that's okay. I'm flawed, you're flawed. We can put our weaknesses together and we can overlap strengths that compensate for each other's weaknesses. Working together, there's no telling what we're truly capable should we actually decide to do that. And I will always hold that faith. But again, remember, sometimes you have to proceed accordingly and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and not entertaining relationships that might be more draining than you might have the ability to pour into. You know, for reciprocal relationship, you gotta make sure that you're not being drained. Otherwise, it's not harmonious, it's draining. You have to pour into each other. You know, discuss what that might look like. That's open to interpretation. But also remember, understand, don't hold grudges. Don't be negative. Do the best that you can do to control you. Nurture, guide, and promote growth within yourself and exude that out around you. That is that's what I've found to be the best course of action for me. That's the only faith. It's a non-denominational faith. Call it spirituality. That is something that I truly and utterly believe in wholeheartedly, and that I will always hold on to, is faith in humanity as a whole. I know things get terrible, stuff can get weird for sure. It can feel personal, it can be angering, all those feelings. I understand all of them, they're all valid. But at the same time, I urge you to hold on to hope. And be the best you. Exude that so that you can maybe guide and inspire that in the people that you interact and deal with. And on that note, Wages out.